Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is a wonderful afternoon in the 70s today, and unfortunately, I have class again at night, so I have to watch the Phillies and Flyers or follow them to start in class. So that kind of stinks. And the Phillies, of course, kept on rolling after winning the Marlins series and only losing the final game of that series. They came in and beat Cincinnati 6-5, 6-1, and then 4-3 in extra innings, of course, in the last game. That was unfortunate. Nearest blew the save because then Pivetta, in a very stellar performance, did not get a decision. But he's looked very good this year, Nick Pivetta has, to this point, and that is a very good step in the right direction because he's got a nasty breaking ball, and he obviously has a great lively fastball combination of his two seam, four seam, etc. So if he can put it all together, he can be a very good third, fourth starter in this league for some time. And then, of course, Nola just kept on doing his thing. He won his game. And then in the first game of the series, that was the game that it was very much Ben Lively just battling through 5 2/3. He gave up 9 hits. Wasn't a good outing for Ben. But what it did show was in that game that in some young pitchers, they were kind of just cave and give in and give up on a game like that, and it'll really get ugly. The fact that he was able to battle through 5 2/3 and give up five shows some testament to his strength in terms of mental strength as such a young player and inexperienced player, so that's a positive step too. Plus, he's obviously, like Cap says and other players on the team, is one of the harder workers. And Arrieta is helping guys like him and Pavetta day in and day out. He's helping the younger guys as well as Nola at this point, who's at a point where he's going to take more of a leadership role because he is the ace of the team and he's really kind of a veteran at this point, let's be honest. And then tonight we go into playing the scuffling Tampa Bay Rays. So this is another series the Phillies will look to take at least 2 out of 3. You try to take advantage of all these series where you play subpar opponents early in the year. And the Rays obviously are an opponent that still has some fear on their team. It's just they haven't been able to put it together yet because Kevin Kiermaier has been struggling most of this year, who hopefully doesn't get going against us. And so it's basically been for them, guys they need to get going have not been going enough early in the year, and that was the Rays' only shot of being like a dark horse competitive team for half of the year or so. But right now, that just ain't working. Tonight, it is Vince Velasquez against Faria, Jake Faria, who is also he has a really high ERA so far. Faria is 14.29, so you want to jump on him early. Vince, we look for Vince to build off of that last start where he went into the sixth, the 20-1 game, and he pitched very well in that game. So you look for him to build on that in the Tampa Bay series. Then on Saturday, it's Jake Arrieta's second start against Chris Archer, who hasn't looked that great again this year. So the Phillies, that's obviously going to be their toughest game because it is still Chris Archer, but that's also a great pitching matchup of Jake Arrieta versus Chris Archer for Saturday evening's game. And then Sunday, early afternoon at the Trop, that's when Ben Lively goes back out and tries to perfect his last start and not give up a bunch and battle and go like 5 2/3 to 7 innings, but by only giving up a run or two like we typically see out of Ben. So he looks to bounce back. And then the Rays guy is to be determined at that point, since they're kind of using a four-man rotation and mix and matching, figuring out who they put into that fifth spot each week almost. Well, this has been a reaction to the Phillies' stellar series against the Reds. They swept them right out of the bank, and now they go down to the Trop to try to win at least 2 out of 3, preferably sweep those Rays and turn them into the Devils they used to be known as. That's a stupid joke, and let's get this win. Have a great day, everyone. Peace out. This is Sports Fanatic News. I'm Joe Boric. Peace.